A young leader emerges early life of Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia. He grew up in a time of segregation. This means that black people were treated unfairly. They were separated from white people in many places. This included schools, buses, and restaurants. Young Martin saw the injustice around him. He felt the pain of segregation. It made him angry. He knew things had to change. He believed in equality for everyone. Martin was a gifted student. He went to college at a young age. He became a pastor. He wanted to help his people. He wanted to fight for justice and equality. Answering the call, stepping into the arena of civil rights. Martin Luther King Jr. believed in peaceful protest. He was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi fought for justice in India without violence. King believed this was the best way to fight for civil rights. King knew that change wouldn't be easy. He faced a lot of opposition, but he never gave up. He knew that peaceful protest could make a difference. King traveled around the country. He spoke out against segregation. He organized protests and marches. He became a powerful voice for the civil rights movement. Montgomery's Stand City boycotts, a movement ignites. In 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on a bus. She was arrested. This sparked the Montgomery bus boycott. Black people refused to ride the buses. They walked, carpooled, and found other ways to get around. The boycott lasted for over a year. It was a major victory for the civil rights movement. It showed the power of peaceful protest. It also made Martin Luther King Jr. a national leader. The success in Montgomery gave hope to people all over America. It showed them that change was possible. It inspired more people to join the fight for equality. Walking for Freedom, the March on Washington and the Dream Unveiled. On August 28, 1963, 250,000 people marched on Washington, D.C. They came from all over the country. They marched for jobs and freedom. They marched for equality and justice. The March on Washington was a historic event. It showed the world the power of the civil rights movement. It was a day of hope and determination. It was a day that the world would never forget. At the March on Washington, Martin Luther King Jr. gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. This speech would become a defining moment in the fight for civil rights. Section 5. Echoes of "I Have a Dream," a speech that resounded through time. Standing before the Lincoln Memorial, King shared his dream. He dreamed of a day when his children would not be judged by the color of their skin. He dreamed of a nation where everyone was equal. His words were powerful and moving. They touched the hearts of millions. His speech gave hope to the oppressed. It challenged the conscience of a nation. The "I Have a Dream" speech became an anthem for the civil rights movement. It is still remembered and celebrated today. Section 6. Facing the storm opposition and challenges on the path to justice. Martin Luther King Jr. faced many challenges. He was arrested many times. His home was bombed. He received death threats, but he never gave up. King's message of love and forgiveness was not always well received. Some people hated him for what he stood for. They used violence and intimidation to try to silence him. Despite the dangers, King continued to fight for what he believed in. He knew that the struggle for freedom and equality was worth any sacrifice. He faced his enemies with courage and determination. Section 7. The Legacy of a Dream, King's Enduring Impact on Society. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on April 4, 1968. He was only 39 years old. His death was a tragedy for the world, but his legacy lives on. King's work helped to bring about great changes in America. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 were passed after his death. These laws helped to end segregation and discrimination. King's message of peace and equality continues to inspire people around the world. He is remembered as a hero and a martyr. His legacy is one of courage, hope, and the enduring power of love. Section 8. Beyond Equality, King's Vision for a Just and Compassionate World. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream extended beyond racial equality. He believed in a world where everyone had equal opportunities. He fought for economic justice and an end to poverty. King spoke out against the Vietnam War. He believed in peace and understanding between nations. He knew that true peace meant more than just the absence of war. King's vision was of a world where everyone was treated with dignity and respect. His message continues to resonate today as we face new challenges and strive for a more just and compassionate world. Section 9. Carrying the torch, inspiration for today and generations to come. Martin Luther King Jr. S. legacy is a call to action. He reminds us that we all have a role to play in the fight for justice. We must never be silent in the face of injustice. King's message is timeless. It is a message of hope, love, and the power of non-violence. It is a message that we must continue to share with future generations. We can honor King's legacy by living our lives with purpose. We can strive to make a difference in our communities. We can work to create a world where everyone has the opportunity to achieve their dreams.